Being a creative person usually comes with a side effect of being ultra mega ambitious, and you probably have 8,000 different projects between making your own music videos, starting your VTubing career on Twitch, doing commissions, writing that webcomic you've always wanted to write. It can be so overwhelming. Throughout my last several years of Twitch streaming, creating a successful YouTube channel, and managing and creating videos full-time for HTC Vive, I've learned ways to hold myself accountable when it comes to managing several projects, goals, and dreams. And I want to walk you through my 2025 yearly Trello board and goals from scratch so that you can plan with me. So grab a cup of tea, a snack, and create your dream creative life for 2025 alongside with me. So the first thing we're going to do is create an account on Trello. So if you've never made a Trello account, you can log in with a Google account, you can make your own account. So here's what it'll look like if you're trying to add an account. You can use Google like I said, or create your own. After you create your account, you'll click go to your boards, and next we'll create a new board, and we're going to call this Sapphire Projects 2025 Social Strategy. All right, and then we'll click create. Once you're in and you want to select a background, what you can do is click these three dots over here and click change background. Now there are three different ways you can change your background. You can choose from a selection of photos that Trello actually has. You can choose a color, something like a gradient, or upload your own custom image, maybe find something inspirational to you. For this board, I'm just gonna do a color one. I really like this purple and pink. In the first list we're gonna start with, so to add a list, you'll click on that there. And then I'll type in project goals for 2025. Now, something I want you to do next is open something like Notepad. You can also create a Trello card for this. I'm just doing this so I can see it next to my Trello card. So I'm just gonna put down pretty much every single idea for projects that I've wanted to do and organize them into categories, and then we'll also add it to Trello. Okay, so now I have a list of all the different things that I want to do, and we'll break these down into more categories and more achievable things, but you kind of just want the general overview, and you could also put them, we will be putting them over here in order of importance. So something you can do as a little system that I like is you give everything a rating from 1 through 5. So you're gonna put on here, how important is this project to me on a scale of 1 to 5. This is one way to rate it. I know that one of the problem and pain points that I've personally run into as a creative is there might be something I really want to do, but the actual realistic logistics of it is this project is probably one that I'm going to want to do later down the line. If I build a team of developers or I build a studio, it's like maybe this is not as feasible of a project for you to do at this current season of life. So that's a question you want to ask yourself and be able to evaluate when making this judgment call. There's another system I have that I've utilized to start working on that, and if you're interested in hearing more about that system on how to actually figure out what projects you're prioritizing, please leave a comment below so I can make that video. I'd love to engage if there's any interest on that. Okay, so for Twitch streams, I'm gonna say Twitch stream priority is about a 3. Actually probably a 4 because it's something that's already going pretty good for me. Hashtag go check me out over on twitch.tv/Sapphire if you want to check me out live, by the way, and hang out, and that's a great place actually to work on your projects. Small plug there. My YouTube is a big old 5, something that is very, very important to me and that I want to keep on. Commissions, also pretty important. I'm gonna go ahead and put a 3 next to commissions. For my solo game, this is also another thing I've really been wanting to get done, so we're gonna put a 5. 3D assets I've been excited about, but it's not the top of my priorities right now, so we're just gonna give that a 2. Game jams is kind of like a side thing for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that like a 3, kind of middle. Music, covers, and videos, I've been trying to do this for the last 3 years, so this is moving up to the 5 as well, because it's something I need to push myself to get done. My light novel, again, kind of something I'm excited about, might not be the main year for pursuing this project, so we're just gonna put it at a 2. Okay, so now that we have these different pieces here for what is most important to me, YouTube channel is definitely gonna go number 1. So we're gonna add a new card, and I'm just gonna call this, and we'll also add another card that repeats project goals for 2025. I'm just gonna click, so you can click and drag things around on Trello, which is why it's super nice because it's very easy to organize things quickly. And now, one of my favorite parts, I'm gonna go over to Pinterest, and this is where I'm gonna look for cute anime GIFs to make and put on my board, because this is gonna be very visually pleasing for you to look at, which is gonna make you want to open your board and see what projects am I working on next, right? Anime GIF, beautiful. There we go. I'm kind of loving this one. There's a lot of good, like, I'm gonna do this energy for the new year. So I'm gonna use this one. So I'm just gonna right click and click copy image, go back, and then we'll click on this card while it opens. And you can literally just click Control V to paste the image into the card. And this will be the cover. I'm gonna change it to this one here. There's two different styles you can have. So if you look to the left here, it has like a bar, but then this makes it more of like a cover art, which is why I like this one. And sometimes the GIFs don't save correctly. So if you find that happening, you can right click and then save the image. Sometimes I have to do that for it to work. Sometimes the copy paste for GIFs doesn't work exactly the way you want it. So I'm just gonna click cover up here and then click upload a cover image, and then we'll add the GIF and see if this works. Yay, it worked. Okay, and you also can choose like this more white aesthetic or black aesthetic. So there's a lot of different customization things and tools you can mess with here. I'm just gonna leave mine on this for now. So I'm loving that because there's just all this wonderful energy in there for the project goals. So now this is where I'm gonna list all my main project goals. So we have YouTube channel growth. That's gonna be first. You can add images to these or leave them regular cards. It's up to how you want to design your board. So right now I'm just gonna try to get the info in there and we can go back and customize more later. So YouTube channel growth, that is the top of my list, like number 1. Number 2, if something is the same number, just ask yourself which one out of those two are you more interested in working on first or pursuing first. And you can alternate, of course, throughout these ideas throughout the years or throughout the year, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put solo game next. So add a new card, we'll put solo game, which is mostly likely gonna be a visual novel. So we'll just put that in parentheses. Next is music covers / videos, music covers / videos. You can add emojis in there too. Again, you can customize to your delight. Next, we'll put Twitch streams, and I'll just put like consistent in parentheses because I mostly mean having consistent streams. Next is going to be, okay, so between game jams and commissions, I'm gonna put commissions first because that's monetary, makes money. So it's gonna be a little bit more important to me in this stage of life. Next, we'll do game jams, and obviously we're gonna have to pick out what those jams are, right? So this is why this is so helpful, because it helps you start making your really broad goals into narrowed goals. You can start laying everything out on the table and have it all in one spot, which is very helpful to see visually. And then we'll put the sell 3D assets. And these are like if I get to them, but my 5s are really my top 3 priorities because really we only have so much bandwidth as creators and we only have so much time depending on what you have going on in your life. So these top 3 are my main 3 goals, and normally they say that having 3 main focuses at once is it. Like it's very hard to have more than that, not to mention all the other things you probably have going on in your life. So don't be bummed out about yourself if you're falling flat or short on some of these lower goals. Those are there if it's like, I am destroying it this year, I am doing so good, let's keep pushing on these other ideas. Or if you're like, I need a break from a level 5, let's go work on like a level 2 or 3. So that's when that can really help as well. And then next we're gonna go ahead and put the light novel. Elemental Dawning is the name of the light novel that I'd like to work on. So we have that in there, perfect. So these are all of our main goals. Now we're gonna make a card for each of these goals to break it down even more. So let's go ahead and add a card, and we're gonna call this YouTube channel growth. Add a card, and we'll just name it the same thing, YouTube channel growth. And let's go find a GIF, our favorite part. I don't know why, but I'm like actually obsessed with this like opening the candy GIF. And it's red for like YouTube. So I don't know. I'm just gonna use this because it's kind of vibing with me right now. So let's go back and we're gonna click into YouTube channel growth. I'll probably have to save this image. So let me go ahead and save this to my desktop. Oh, we have it saved. Okay, perfect. And now we'll go to cover, upload a cover image, and let's do the candy. And then we'll select this card. And now actually to differentiate it, I'm gonna make these goals in the white, so the black stays over here and the white's here to kind of give a little bit more of that visual hierarchy. All right, so next, taking a look at every lineup that I have, so this is kind of a personal thing. I don't like when my board starts stretching like this far to the right, so I'm gonna consolidate some things. So I'm gonna move music covers videos under YouTube channel growth because these will be going on my YouTube channel. So then I can click these 3 dots and just click archive this list to get rid of it. And a lot of these processes and things will be going on my YouTube channel, but just trying to make it in a way that makes sense for me. So I'm also gonna move commissions underneath Twitch streams and just go ahead and archive this because I usually will work on my commissions live on stream. And this actually actually looks good to me then. I'm not going to consolidate anymore. I think this is going to work out well. We do have one more list to add, which I want to say is extremely important in the face of all of your creative projects. And this list is going to be called Things That Delayed My Goals But Are Still Amazing Heart, because this is incredibly important to have. You are a human being, you're a human, and there are things that are going to happen. Well, maybe you're an anime girl and a VTuber. In that case, this does not apply. No, I'm just kidding. Because of this, things that delayed your goals but are still amazing. You're going to be in a season of life where other things are going to happen, or maybe you'll have an opportunity come up. Say you have a thriving YouTube channel and a really big sponsorship opportunity comes up, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to delay some game jams in order to do this sponsorship video. Maybe you didn't hit all your game jam goals that you wanted to that year, but you can still see this progress. And this list is vital for your self-esteem and for recognizing your achievements and your goals, even if you're not hitting the exact ones you wanted to that year. So I always add this, and this has been a big saver for me when I get a bit down on myself when I didn't hit all the goals I wanted. It's really a big lifesaver. So we're just going to go ahead and copy that. Things that delayed my goals but are still amazing, and we're going to go find a great GIF for this. We're going to do billowing anime hair in the wind, because what's more majestic than that? Let's upload our cover image and choose our billowing anime hair. I love that word, billowing. Such a great word. Great. So we have this started here. The next step is going to be to actually start defining the things that you're going to do that's going to help you achieve this thing. So basically, what are your next steps? So we're going to start with YouTube channel growth, and I'm actually going to open this card and I'm going to go into the description here and I'm going to write down, you know, what does YouTube channel growth actually mean to me? Well, it means making videos consistently. It means taking sponsorships and partnerships that make sense for my channel, and posting on other platforms to advertise my YouTube channel. So those are just a few things, and I'm going to click save to have those under the YouTube channel growth tab. And I'm going to add a new card, and the first thing we're going to do is, so if we look at my goals here, and we can even go making videos consistently. Well, what does that mean? How many videos do I want to make over the year? Well, my biggest goal for my personal channel would be 2 YouTube videos a month. That's honestly even pushing it, because for those of you who may not know, I actually work as a YouTuber full-time for HTC Vive. So I make a lot of YouTube videos. It kind of gets crazy sometimes, but you know, I want to try to shoot high, you know, aim high, and if you miss, what is the quote? Aim for the moon, and even if you miss, at least you'll land amongst the stars, right? So we'll just put 2 videos a month. And I'm also going to just call these long form, because there's also short form content and long form content. So that depends on what you want to get going there. And I'm going to put 1 partnership ongoing, 1 partnership / sponsorship ongoing. And those are goals that are very achievable for me, because there's actual physical actions that I can take to make that happen. The most achievable is going to be the 2 long form videos, because I can control that. That is fully within my power of what I can control. A partnership, not necessarily fully in my control, because I don't know what types of opportunities are there and what I'll be offered, but it is something where I can make more steps to make the outcome more likely. So you have to think about too, how achievable are these goals actually? And this next one is really not in my control, but I like to put this in there just to have something to be excited about, to pump me up. I don't really control how many people subscribe to my channel, right? But I can still have a goal. So I'm just gonna put, I'm about almost at 30K on YouTube, so 40K on YouTube in 2025. I don't need to write in 2025. We already have that on the board. Like, reach 40K on YouTube, and what that means is really I'd want to make like 1K subscribers a month. See, so when you start breaking these down, even that seems like I'm not really at that pace right now, but is there things I can do to start hitting this pace? Because I've been here before. I've been at a point where I was making 1,000 subscribers a month. Right now I'm making maybe 200 subscribers a month. So this is not super likely for how my channel currently is, but maybe with those 2 long form videos I make, it might be able to up this number. So very important to keep the realism in mind for if you can actually achieve these things. And again, always count on yourself, aim high, but make the steps to actually get out there and be able to do the thing. So this is where I'm sitting with YouTube. I have plenty of other goals, so I don't really, any more than that is probably going to be a little bit too much for me to pursue. And again, you can get really specific with these, putting them on your calendar. I'm just going to do kind of an overview for this video for you to have a better understanding of how you can do this. Next is music covers and videos. I kind of have an idea for this one already. I want to do 3 this year. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm just going to put 3 cards below the music videos representing each one that I want to do. So the first one I want to do is I think I just died. English Gumi cover. I really want to stay at your house. Cyberpunk Edgerunners cover. And then the last one I haven't decided yet, so I'll probably pursue those. I'll just put TBD last one, because I don't know what I want it to be yet. And you don't have to have it all figured out. Like, I'll just pursue these two and then I'll figure out what I want to do next. So for this one is actually pretty far along, the Gumi cover. I reached out to the artist who made the song and the cover art, and I asked her if I could make a similar, so her art is right here. I asked her if I could make a similar cover art and credit her. So this is literally like her composition, but it's my character. So I'm just gonna put this on my desktop really quick so we can add this to the cover image. And this is great because I'm gonna have this as the background for that YouTube video. So this project has already been in the works, and I've been practicing the lyrics, and I'm gonna keep this as a card with this bottom just to separate it from those top ones. Okay, so that one's good, and then we can open the card and get even more specific with the actual steps that need to happen. So let's click checklist, and we'll go ahead and add that. And so the first step is going to be find and pick out a music program and class to start learning program. Okay, so that's step one. Step two will be work on composition of song. Next will be sing lyrics and add them. And then we'll do make video with art and After Effects. And that's going to be the same, pretty much the same checklist for everyone, so it might be a little bit different. So we'll just open this Cyberpunk Edgerunners one, and then the last one we'll just leave for now. So there we go. There is the first category and how that looks. Now I'm going to walk through my solo game visual novel. So game idea. We'll call this game name TBD. Checklist. I'm gonna name this checklist ideas. Come up with maybe like 3 to 5 ideas. Choose favorite idea, and then checklist. Next checklist will just be create more cards to represent idea direction. So I'll come back to this later once I get these first few pieces figured out. Next, for Twitch streams, all I really need to do is choose a frequency. So I'll just say stream. Right now I'm only doing once a week because of all the other goals and things I have going on. Most likely Friday nights, sometimes if busy. That's literally perfect. That's all we need for Twitch streams right now. Now for commissions, this is kind of a unique one because you need to advertise yourself in a sense to be able to get commissions. So advertise commissions is what I'm gonna name the card under here. And I'll do eventually you're gonna have a calendar. Dude, are you kidding? Why did Sai go to sleep? I don't know how long I went to sleep there for. So hopefully it was not too long. So you're going to create a calendar eventually that's going to help you make sure you're staying on track with all these goals, because if they're just here and you don't have a plan, that's not going to help. I mean, it'll be in your brain, but being able to see what you need to do each day is also going to really break it down for you. So we're just going to create a checklist here. I'm going to say advertise on YouTube community 4 times a month. Next, Twitter. Post 4 times a month, and I'll probably just cross post on all these platforms. Instagram stories 4 times a month, and then shout outs regularly on Twitch stream with Nightbot, which automatically you can set Nightbot up to automatically say things while you're live streaming. So here are some ways to possibly increase my commissions. I don't know if it will happen, right? But I want to be able to do commissions. I have to advertise them. So there are some things that I can put in place for how I'm going to start making that happen. Okay, next for game jams, I need to really choose which ones I want to do. So we'll just put a checklist here, which will be choose 3 to 4 game jams I want to do this year. Well, which to be honest, I already know which ones I want to do this year. I'm going to be doing Pirate Software game jam with my cousin. I'm going to be doing Ludum Dare Spring with my friend. And then I'd like to do GMTK game jam with a bigger team, probably with like a team. And then Ludum Dare Fall with a team as well. So this is kind of the trajectory, and I can literally just check that off right now because there's my 4 game jams. And then, so it's like, again, what is the next step? Okay, I know I want to do these. I need to figure out when are these jams and then go add that information into my calendar once I would have the calendar added. So that's great. Next is going to be 3D assets, selling 3D assets. So I actually am working on a VR chat map, cozy room world. And that's actually like kind of a passion project I'm working on. And what I'm planning to do is some of the assets I make for that world, I'm just going to sell. First checklist is going to be set up a Gumroad, set up Unity account for selling, set up Unreal account. I already have a booth shop, but I can put this up here to just know it's something I already have. And then maybe like look into more places to sell, and probably like Etsy selling assets as well. And then we'll create another checklist here, which is going to be what are the actual assets. So we'll just call this assets. I don't have a full list yet, so we'll just put come up with more ideas. And then next will be 3 plant pot pack. So I'm going to do some plants, little like potted plants for this cozy room. So I know that's already going to be an asset that I want to sell. So that's in there. So we have the start of that, which is awesome. So for the light novel, Elemental Dawning, this project I've actually already started, which is awesome. I've already started the world building. So I'll just put world building in here. Now this is tough because there's a lot that I still want to do for the world building aspect. So I'm just going to keep this here as a card, and then I'm going to add another card and call this light novel, because it's like, what do I actually want the light novel to be? And we'll put choose a plot or point to start. We'll add a checklist, and then we'll do choose a plot or point to start with the story. And if these are too vague, that's when you get more specific. Sometimes you just need these first few ideas of what your next step needs to be in order to know where to go. So we'll choose a plot point to start with the story, write an outline, work on chapters, choose frequency once I get to that point, and then we'll do choose illustration ideas with certain pages. And then another thing I want to do is, for example, find a publisher or figure out how to self-publish and start a Kickstarter. So that's perfect. And actually what I'm going to do is I am going to add the world building checklist here, and I'm going to move this, and then we'll put, I want to keep world building. I want to world build maybe for another like 6 months, because I'm going to need some art for the Kickstarter. Well, I don't know. Let me see. Let me think. World building. At what point do you stop world building? That's a good question for my mentor. Okay, what point do you just go and start writing and stop world building? It's hard to make that choice. I think I'm going to revisit world building here because I'm not sure where I want to take this yet. So once I dive back into the visual novel, that's going to be a deeper thought exercise for me than to just come up with right now here on the fly. And things that are delayed my goals but are amazing, we don't need to fill that out because we don't have anything in there because the year hasn't started. So ideally, what I would say your next step would be is going to the Powerups. And you might need a specific level of Trello to do this. Otherwise, you can use your own calendar, anything that you use for your calendar. I am able to add Powerups for Trello. So we'll go ahead and add this calendar Powerup. And once that's added, we can refresh the page. And it should be here now, so we can open calendar Powerup. And now we could essentially start kind of planning. So you could use a calendar view like this. And then I'm gonna go back up here and actually rename this to monthly strategy instead of social strategy. And what I'm actually gonna do is show you how to use this Trello board. If you don't have a Powerup to add something like the calendar Powerup, Powerups are a whole thing that you can add to make your board, to do many different things with your board. I'm just gonna create a calendar system within Trello itself that is month based. So we're gonna go ahead and back over here and add a new card. And I'm gonna add January 2025. Whoops, to 2025. And then we'll go ahead and move this over here. And I'm going to start moving some of these cards. So I'm going to move YouTube channel growth here and add my 3 cards there. And then we'll move the music videos here as well. So I'm just kind of starting to move everything over here. And then I'm moving these single cards into the January 2025. So let's just go ahead and actually move all these guys over right now so it doesn't get too out of hand. And we'll keep the things that delayed my goals over here. So I'm just going to click these 3 dots and archive these cards. That was just kind of an organization system that we use to start everything. And then we're going to do a February 2025. And we'll just do the first 3 months. And then once you hit this month, I like to do these 3 months sort of quarterly reimagine or think what things are going to be changing. Because again, anything can happen in your life. So you might need to adjust these goals. So start with the first 3 months. And once you're in March, then you create the next 3. So the 2 things that I definitely want in every month is going to be YouTube channel growth and Twitch streams. I obviously am not going to be hitting every one of these projects for every single month. So we're just going to keep copying each of these cards Okay, now that we have everything copied over, we want to decide what we're actually doing in each month that is achievable. So, okay, so next we're gonna do the YouTube channel growth. So what videos, the question is what 2 videos am I doing each month? So we'll create a checklist and do the two videos. One will be partnership video 1 of 5. So we'll go ahead and put that. And then 2 will be one of my choosing. So I'll have to choose that, right? I'll start that process at the beginning of every month. And this is literally actually going to be the same thing across these first 3 months because of the partnership. So we'll just go ahead and move those. And there are a few that I want to do. So the first one I'm going to do is, I don't need the necessarily perfect title for it right now because that takes time to workshop. So experience being in top 2 for game dev concept art job. So this is going to be the first video that I make alongside my partnership video, and then the second one, oh, dang it, actually, I might do, no, I'm probably going to do the, this is how it goes. All right, so December 2024, I'm actually going to back us up 1 month because there's going to be a lot going on in December. All I want is YouTube channel growth and bring this over. Okay, so all I want is consistent streams up until the holidays, obviously, and I'm not starting my partnership yet. So this is going to be the experience being in the top 2, and then I also want to do how I prioritize my creative ideas. I prioritize my creative ideas. And there's gonna be a bonus one. There's no way. This is not happening in December. I should move it. No, this is not happening in December. We're gonna go to January and I'll do a bonus one here. Quest tutorial for VRM to VR chat. That's a bonus. That's a bonus if I get to it. It is not my top priority though. Okay, so Twitch streams consistent, and then also I have character design project that I'm trying to finish. Which I already know what this is, so those are the 3 things I'm just trying to finish. So just so I can I needed this for my brain. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back here and take a screenshot of it. And then we'll open the YouTube channel growth, or whoops, open the character design and paste that in here because I know that that's being worked on right now. This is another project I'm working on with my friend. So we can already see that my scope is getting insane and I will probably have to adjust this immediately. But just throw it all out there. Throw it on the canvas, see what goes on. So we need to come up with a name, choose name, logo, website. He's making the website and I'm making the logo. So actually I just have this here for him, but this will probably be a separate Trello board. But we did come up with name ideas. We just need to choose a name next. So that's in progress. All right, and for February, the next video will be TBD, depending on how those other 2 videos I make are going and what direction I feel needs to be taken next, and same for March. Okay, so Twitch streams consistent. I already know that I'm doing those on Friday. I'm just gonna go into here and click cover and change this card color to purple. So I remember that this is Twitch vibes and should be happening. And I'm just gonna click the 3 dots here and we're gonna go to stickers, which is another fun thing you can do. And I'm just gonna type in 1. Oh wait, not 1 a month. We want 4 a month. It's 1 a week. Hopefully 4 will have the same love that 1 did. Solo game, visual novel. What do I want to do in January? Now we can go back down. I'm also gonna create December some of these cards because I want to have some more visual prettiness. There we go. Now we have some more cover aesthetic. Okay, so the first step for my music cover videos is going to be, let's create a checklist. We'll just do find course on probably something like Udemy or Skillshare for a music program, also research programs. That will be my first step. That's all I'll probably be able to achieve in January. So then I'll move on to, and I'm gonna give the music covers a color. Let's just do pink. And for the next month then, goal will be to exercises, learning, actual program. And then after that will be start putting together Gumi So that gives me 1 action item. So you see how these have a lot more intensity at the top, but then you get really, really light at the bottom. You might not even be hitting some of these in certain months, depending on the workload. Again, remember, my top 3 are these 3. So that's like what I want to get done in a month. And if I have extra time, here are my other ones. So for solo game, visual novel, we're just going to do come up with 5 ideas. That was the title. That's fine. I do that sometimes in accident. Doesn't really matter. So just put come up with ideas. And then next will be world build / determine the scope, really. And then the next month is going to be start working on art for characters, backgrounds. And I'll have to decide what those are once we get to that point, which I'll be able to break those down later. And that will be a good start for the visual novel. Next, for commissions, I already had decided we're going to advertise commissions. I'm literally just going to move this over, actually. I'm going to actually just move commissions over. And because this is a really consistent thing that I'm trying to have throughout the months. And I'm just going to copy this. It's duplicating. There's gonna be so many commission writings. Okay, so then we'll grab the advertise commissions and I'll go ahead and just put that, copy this, because I'm doing the same thing for advertising. If I get a commission, I'll obviously start working on it. Okay, and then game jams, the pirate software jam, and then I need to double check to see the dates. Okay, so his jam is January 17th to January 31st. January 17th to January 31st. And obviously this is going to impact YouTube goals. So you're flexible with this stuff. It's not going to be perfect by any means, but it's just about having the plans start to be being laid out so you can start going down the path. Even if it's not perfect, you don't get everything. In fact, I really do not expect myself to hit nearly everything that I put here. It's just a sense of direction, which is very, very helpful. So the next one we need to figure out is, I'm going to change Game Jam's cover to green. Let's see, the next jam I want to do is not even in the next few months. So that's good to know, because then we can just archive these game jams and know that in April is when it's going to be happening, which, let's see, it's April 4th through 7th. So that's kind of close. I'm going to actually go back and I am going to add game jam back in. I'm going to add the start of April in here. And we'll just move game jam to here and I'll put Ludum Dare. And that'll have to go on my actual calendar as well. So that's good. We were able to archive some of those. Because I'm doing the jam, I'm going to archive 3D assets and the light novel for January. This is plenty that I have going on for January. I'll also be going on a trip in February for a weekend, so I'm gonna also again archive assets in light novel as well. That's about all I'll have time for. So then March is when we'll come back in here and crush it. I'm gonna honestly just take out light novel and 3D assets for now, and we're just gonna leave this because this is already a kind of jam pack, and I have it in here so I know it's an extra goal to pursue if I need to switch gears or anything like that. But I think this is a really solid starting point, and I gotta give solo game a color as well. We're just gonna do like this deep blue. This is already a really solid starting point. And then the next thing I like to do for a kind of a final thing is type in milestones. I usually try to do a really cute like close-up of a character. So for milestones, we'll do this. I'm gonna change commissions to color as well. And that's once I start completing these different things, I'll put cards under here that will show that I completed those milestones. Like this will get moved under here, right? So this is the formula that I have. And the next step would be using some type of calendar, whatever calendar you want to use. I use a built-in Trello calendar, but I believe you need a certain level of Trello to use the calendar power up. But that will be the next level of, now you're gonna go add in dates for how you're actually making all this happen in that month. And if you can't, like, wow, I don't have enough weekends to do all this based on what you think you can achieve, then you're gonna have to change your plans around. So you go out there, put everything that you have down, and then make adjustments as you go. Even try it out the first month. Maybe this is jam-packed. I'm like, okay, gotta ditch, like, literally not doing commissions this year. Like, I'm putting them off. Or no, you know what, I really don't want to do music covers. Let's just focus on the game, my YouTube channel, my Twitch streams, right? So we don't know what's gonna happen. This is always gonna be something that's a work in progress and adjusting. This is about starting to create the next steps to move forward. And now the next thing is you actually have to act. You have to go do these things. You can't just put this here and magically expect it to happen. Your action has to follow your goals. You have to go ahead and plan it and actually put yourself down there. Put yourself in the game. If you're looking for that motivation, inspiration, and education for creative projects, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can continue to build your creative life with me. And if you've been wanting to create a YouTube channel, but you're still on the fence, check out this video next where I talk about how to grow on YouTube with 3 tools that no one told you about.